Hello everyone, so today I'm here with my February wrap-up. The book I read in February was Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I've heard mostly good things about this and I just got it from Book Outlet. The second book I read in February was If I Stay by Gayle Forman. And the third book was Where She Went by Gayle Forman. I gave both of these books 3 out of 5 stars. They were really good. I wanted to read If I Stay before I watched the movie, and I had already bought the movie, so I read this pretty quickly, watched the movie, and then automatically went and got Where She Went. I had to see what happened with Adam and Mia's relationship, so I went and got that read afterwards. The books I read I actually don't have with me because I got them at the library. The first one was Love Letters to the Dead. I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars, probably closer to 2.5. It was an okay book, but I had really high expectations for it, and a lot of people have read it and they pretty much say that it's too much like The Perks of Being a Wallflower, and it wasn't that great. The book I got from the library was Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. I got this from the library because I didn't think I was going to like it, but all I heard was great things about it. I read it and I absolutely adored it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It was an absolutely amazing book. I wish I had bought it, and I'm going to have to buy it eventually. The next book I read was Burn by Suzanne Phillips, and I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars. I think it's more towards 2.5 again. It was okay. It had a good story to it. It does have a trigger room for self-harm. It made me a little bit uncomfortable reading the self-harm parts. And of course it does have some violence in it. So, the book I read was Matilda by Roald Dahl. I read this in one sitting at 9 o'clock at night one night. And I had the Broadway cover version because I absolutely love the music from the Broadway show. I really want to see the actual show. I love the story. The movie has been one of my favorites for a really long time. I actually do prefer the movie over the book. Maybe it's because the book's a children's book, but I absolutely love the movie. The book was pretty good as well. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. This book I read was Between the Lines by Jodi Picoult and Samantha Van Leer. I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars, which is pretty good. I really liked the story. Not sure if I really liked the ending. It was kind of too easy, and I also skimmed over the excerpts from the book she's reading called Between the Lines, because it just wasn't that important to the story and it wasn't very interesting to me. So actually, thinking about it, I'm going to give this about 3.5 stars. I just enjoyed reading it, and the story altogether was pretty good. The book I read in February was The Carrie Diaries by Candace Bushnell, and it was okay. I gave this book a 3 out of 5 stars as well. And I expected it to be a lot like the TV show, and it's not. It's some of the same characters. This actually has more characters in it, and I do not like Sebastian at all in the books. He's not that great in the TV show either, but he's pretty bad in the books. The last book I read in February was Landline by Rainbow Rowell. I absolutely adored Eleanor and Park, so I decided to give Landline a try. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It didn't have that great of an ending. The parts where she was talking on the phone with her husband from the past didn't really influence the story, which I thought would influence the story. Not what I was expecting.